sustainability for development of their personal action plans. Create a plan to set up e-waste collection points in their schools and neighborhood. Unit 1.2 Need for the course on e-waste. Post the topics covered today. Students will be able to explain the unique features of Mother Earth as an ecosystem, identify linkages between waste generation, health and environmental hazards, explain different types of waste with examples, assess the growth of information technology and generation of e-waste, learn about the role of young people in reducing e-waste. Our Mother Earth, an ecosystem. Let's start with a small activity. Think of your home and list down all the things in it. Our home consists of a variety of living and non-living things. For example, our family members may be pets, books, kitchen utensils, etc. Like our home, an ecosystem is any community of living and non-living things that work together. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with the non-living components of their environment, things like air, water, and mineral soil interacting as a system. The living things are biotic features and the non-living things are abiotic features. These biotic and abiotic components are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. The illustrative food chain diagram shown on the right explains how the plant roots are effectively decomposed and broken down by the microbial creatures like bacteria, fungi, and protozoa, both on land and in the sea, to provide nutritional food for the food chain. This biodiversity and the balance of waste by utilizing it is a gift from Mother Nature to all living beings. The microbe or mini and small organisms eat, grow, and move through the soil and ensure clean water, clean air, healthy plants, and moderated water flow. This is the unique nature of our environment, to effectively utilize and have zero wastage of its resources, that is, the living and non-living beings. Waste generation, a global crisis. The increase in population, economic development, globe trade, and heightened consumerism has increased the problem of waste generation manifold. Worldwide waste generation is expected to be approximately 27 billion tons per year by 2050, one-third of which will come from Asia, with major contributions from China and India. India generates 62 million tons of waste, mixed waste containing both recyclable and non-recyclable waste every year, with an average annual growth rate of 4%, PIB 2016. Waste is defined as unwanted and unusable materials and is regarded as a substance which is of no use. Waste that we see in our surroundings is also known as garbage. Garbage is mainly considered as solid waste that includes waste from our houses, domestic waste, waste from schools, offices, etc., municipal waste, and waste from industries and factories, industrial waste. Types of waste. Commonly, waste is classified into two types, biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. These two kinds of waste are explained below. Biodegradable waste. These come from our kitchen and include food remains, garden waste, etc. Biodegradable waste is also known as wet waste. These can be composted to obtain manure. Biodegradable waste can be decomposed and converted into organic matter through different processes. Non-biodegradable waste. This includes old newspaper, broken glass pieces, plastics, etc. Non-biodegradable waste is also known as dry waste. Dry waste can be recycled and reused. Non-biodegradable waste does not decompose by itself and can be major pollutants. Information technology and electronic waste generation. Information technology has revolutionized the way we live, work, and communicate, bringing countless benefits to all of us. However, with these benefits, it has also brought in a new stream of waste called e-waste. E-waste consists of all waste from electronic and electrical appliances which have reached their end-of-life period or are no longer fit for their original intended use and are destined for recovery, recycling, or disposal. E-waste includes computers and its accessories, monitors, printers, keyboards, central processing units, typewriters, mobile phones and chargers, remotes, compact discs, headphones, batteries, LCD plasma TVs, air conditioners, refrigerators, and other household appliances. More than 40 million tons of e-waste is generated annually across the world. India generates more than 2 million tons of e-waste annually. This figure will continue to grow as our consumption of electrical and electronic appliances is increasing significantly. Currently, we have more than 50% households with television sets, 30% of households have a refrigerator, and we have a staggering 981 million mobile phone connections. The Government of India is committed to address the challenge of e-waste and has taken necessary steps, formulating a comprehensive set of e-waste rules 2016 and also initiated an awareness program on environmental hazards of e-waste under the Digital India initiative. However, as the problem is huge, the youth of our nation need to engage and act on this important issue so that they can collaborate with the government to work on sustainable solutions to address the challenge. Reflecting on our role and responsibility for managing waste. We are a young nation and we all not only contribute to waste generation but also suffer the ill effects of poor waste management in our communities. Let's learn about the principles of 3 R's of waste reduction. 1. Reduce. 2. Reuse. 3. Recycle. Reduce. Do not buy anything which you do not really need. Change your lifestyle so that minimum waste is generated. For example, instead of taking back plastic bags home, consider bringing reusable bags when you go out for shopping. Reuse. Reuse everything to its maximum. Make secondary use of different articles. For example, containers, bottles, paper boxes, bags, cups can be used over and over again before discarding or recycling. Recycle. Keep things which can be recycled separate and convert the recyclable waste into other useful products. For example, all the remains from food items and other biodegradable food garbage can be used to make compost, thus helping in creating natural fertilizer. Reduce, reuse, recycle. All of you have tremendous source of creativity, energy, and drive. You can influence your communities positively for proper waste management. You are the future of our country and source of inspiration to bring about significant change in your schools, households, and communities. The growing e-waste problem is of paramount concern, and all of us are responsible for it. Improper disposal of electronic waste affects the soil, air, and water components of the environment. In our next session, we will discuss the issue of e-waste in more detail. For the next class, bring a list of all the electrical and electronic devices in your home. For more information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greening today, greener tomorrow. Dear friends, I'm back. Hope you remember what we learned in the last session. So, let's get started. Have you done the assignment of listing all the electrical and electronic devices in your home? Let's look at our lists and see what did we learn from the activity. The key learning is that electrical and electronic items such as mobile phones, computer, laptops are a part of our daily life. We are finding ourselves increasingly reliant on technology to navigate our lives and are becoming dependent on them. And finally, what will happen to our devices when we are done with them? All of them will get converted into e-waste when they are no longer in use. In today's topic, we will cover Unit 2.1, What is e-waste? Unit 2.2, What are the constituents of e-waste? Post the topic today. Students will be able to define e-waste, understand the global and national data on e-waste, identify the various categories of e-waste, list the constituents of e-waste. 2.1 What is e-waste? Let's play a little guessing game. Are you ready to play? You will be shown a word with some letters missing in it. You have to fill or say the missing letter and make the complete word. All these are names of companies or manufacturers in the field of electronic and electrical devices. Let's see how many of them you get right. The above list is not exhaustive. There are many more companies producing electronic and electrical devices which have made our lives easier and connected us to the world. Close to half the world's population is using the internet, and most people in the world have access to mobile networks and services. As we are buying more electronic goods and replacing those more often, e-waste is becoming one of the biggest challenges for the future. Increasing quantities of electronic waste, its improper and unsafe treatment and disposal through open burning or in dump sites poses significant risks to the environment and to human health. What do we understand by e-waste? Electronic waste, e-waste, is one of the fastest growing waste streams in the country and has assumed gigantic proportions. The discarded and end-of-life electronic products ranging from computers, equipment used in information and communication technology, ICT, home appliances, audio and video products, and all their peripherals are popularly known as electronic waste, e-waste. Breakup of e-waste in India. Computer equipment, 70%. Telecommunication equipment, 12%. Electrical equipment, 8%. Medical equipment, 7%. Other equipment including household scrap, 3%. The main contributors of electronic waste in India are the government, public and private industrial sector, which account for almost 70% of total e-waste generated. The contribution of individual households is relatively small at about 15%, the rest being contributed by manufacturers. Though individual households are not large contributors to waste generated by computers, they consume large quantities of consumer durables and are, therefore, potential creators of e-waste. Definitions of e-waste. As per E-Waste Management Rules 2016, e-waste means electrical and electronic equipment, whole or in part, discarded as waste by the consumer or bulk consumer, as well as rejects from manufacturing, refurbishment and repair processes. The European Union laid down a comprehensive policy on WEEE in 2003, along with a definition for it. Electrical or electronic equipment, which is waste including all components, sub-assemblies and consumables, which are part of the product at the time of discarding. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, also made a definition in 2001. Electrical and electronic equipment, whole or in part, discarded as waste by the consumer or bulk consumer, as well as rejects from manufacturing, refurbishment and repair processes. The Basel Action Network, a non-governmental organization campaigning for the safe handling of hazardous materials, defines e-waste as a broad and growing range of electronic devices ranging from large household devices such as refrigerators, air conditioners, cell phones, personal stereos, and consumer electronics to computers which have been discarded by their users. Understand global data and national data. E-waste and the world. The EU and the US account for maximum e-waste generation during this current decade. As per the Inventory Assessment Manual of the UNEP 2007, it is estimated that the total e-waste generated in the EU is about 14 to 15 kg per capita or 5 mt to 7 mt per annum. In countries like India and China, annual generation per capita is less than 1 kg. In Europe, e-waste contributes up to 6 million tons of total waste per annum. In 2016, Asia generated the largest amount of e-waste, 18.2 mt, followed by Europe, 12.3 mt, the Americas, 11.3 mt, Africa, 2.2 mt, and Oceania, 0.7 mt. E-waste situation in India, according to the Comptroller and Auditor General's CAG report, over 7.2 mt of industrial hazardous waste, 4 lakh tons of electronic waste, 1.5 mt of plastic waste, 1.7 mt of medical waste, 48 mt of municipal waste is being generated every year. Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, estimated India's e-waste at 1.47 lakh tons per year. There are 10 states that contribute up to 70% of the total e-waste generated in the country, while 65 cities generate more than 60% of the total e-waste in India. Among the 10 largest e-waste generating states, Maharashtra ranks first, followed by Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Delhi, Karnataka, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Punjab. From here we gather, Maharashtra is the state which generates maximum e-waste, followed by Tamil Nadu and then Andhra Pradesh. Among the top 10 cities generating e-waste. Mumbai ranks first, followed by Delhi, Bengaluru, Chennai, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Pune, Surat, and Nagpur. Identify the various categories of e-waste. Categories of e-waste. There are two categories of e-waste. 1. Information technology and telecommunication equipment. 2. Consumer electricals and electronics. 1. Information technology and telecommunication equipment. Centralized data processing. Mainframes and mini-computers. Personal computing. Personal computers. Central processing unit with input and output devices. Personal computing. Laptop computers. Central processing unit with input and output devices. Personal computing. Notebook computers. Printers, including cartridges. Copying equipment. Electrical and electronic typewriters. User terminal and systems. Facsimile. Telex. Telephones. Pay telephones. Cordless telephones. Cellular telephones. Answering systems. 2. Consumer electrical and electronics. Television sets, including sets based on liquid crystal display and light-emitting diode technology, refrigerator, washing machine, air conditioners excluding centralized air conditioning plants, fluorescent and other mercury-containing lamps. 2.2. What are the constituents of e-waste? Treasure hunt. Are you ready to go on for a little search? There is hidden treasure that we will find. For that, we need to unscramble the following words, and the letters written in the boxes will combine together to make two words from which we get these constituents. What words do we get when we rearrange the selected letters? Composition of e-waste. E-waste contains over 1,000 different substances, many of which are toxic and creates serious pollution problems upon unscientific disposal. Awareness of this will help identify the proper segregation and handling of hazardous elements present in small proportions in e-waste. Iron and steel, 50%. Plastics, 21%. Non-ferrous metals, copper, aluminium, silver, gold, platinum, palladium, 13%. Other constituents, lead, mercury, arsenic, cadmium, selenium, hexavalent chromium, and flame retardants, 16%. The composition of e-waste is very diverse and contains different products across different categories. The composition of e-waste is diverse and falls under hazardous and non-hazardous categories. Non-hazardous categories also need to be handled with care, although the timelines of action are not as difficult as the hazardous ones. E-waste consists of ferrous and non-ferrous metals, plastics, glass, wood and plywood, printed circuit boards, concrete, ceramics, rubber, and other items. This is a preferred way to understand the e-waste type and handling methodology. Home assignment. This is all for today. For the next session, we would like you all to do a small activity. We talked about the various constituents found in e-waste like gold, silver, copper, iron, mercury, lead, etc. For the next class, find out the symbol, properties, utility, impact of these elements on human life and environment, and also what other elements constitute e-waste. For more information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greening today, greener tomorrow. This is me, your friend Greenie. I'm sure All of you must be excited for today's class. Let's get started. Unit 3.1. What are the hazardous substances in e-waste? Unit 3.2. What is the impact of improper management of e-waste on health and environment? Post the class today, the participants will be able to list down the hazardous and non-hazardous substances in e-waste. Explain the environmental and health impacts of e-waste. What are the hazardous substances in e-waste? In the last session, we had discussed about the various common elements found in e-waste like gold, silver, copper, iron, mercury, lead, etc. Could you find out the properties, utility, impact of these elements on human life and environment? The most hazardous elements of highest order are lead, Pb, titanium, Ti, mercury, Hg, cadmium, Cd, chromium, Cr, beryllium, Be, arsenic, As. Several factors influence the composition of e-waste, including economic conditions, availability of a reuse market and infrastructure of the recycling industry, waste segregation programs, regulation and its enforcement. Following figure illustrates the distinctive materials in waste electronic and electrical equipment. Metals 60%, pollutants 3%, printed circuit boards 2%, CRT and LCD monitors 12%, cables 2%, mold plastic mixture 5%, plastics 15%, others 1%. E-waste is a diverse combination of various types of toxic elements which are capable of creating an irreversible impact on human health if not handled properly. 3.2. Impact of e-waste on human health. The toxic substances in waste electrical and electronic equipment (EEE) have adverse impact on human health and the environment if not handled properly. Often, these hazards arise due to improper recycling and disposal processes used. It can have serious repercussions for those in proximity to places where e-waste is recycled or burnt. Effects of e-waste on health and environment. Hazardous substances and their impact on human health. Heavy metal transition from polluted soil, air and water. Leached metal uptake by plant. Affecting human health. Human health. Used electronics. Discarded as waste. E-waste disposal. Waste, air and soil pollution by e-waste. Direct effect on human. Hazardous substances and their impact on human health. Effects of lead on health. A neurotoxin that affects the kidneys and the reproductive system, high quantities can be fatal. It affects the mental development in children. Mechanical breaking of CRTs, cathode ray tubes, and removing solder from microchips release lead as powder and fumes. Effects of plastic on health. Impacts on the reproductive system. Found in circuit boards, cabinets, and cables. They contain carcinogens. BFRs or brominated flame retardants release carcinogenic brominated dioxins and furans when burnt. Dioxins can harm reproductive and immune systems. Burning PVC, a component of plastics, also produces dioxins. BFR can leach into landfills. Even the dust on computer cabinets contains BFR. Effects of chromium on health. Used to protect metal housings and plates in a computer from corrosion, inhaling hexavalent chromium or chromium 6 can damage liver and kidney and cause bronchial maladies including asthmatic bronchitis and lung cancer. Effects of mercury on health. Affects the central nervous system, kidneys and immune system. It impairs fetus growth and harms infants through mother's milk. It is released while breaking and burning of circuit boards and switches. Mercury in water bodies can form methylated mercury through microbial activity. Methylated mercury is toxic and can enter the human body through the aquatic food chain. Effects of beryllium on health. Found in switchboards and printed circuit boards. It is carcinogenic and causes lung diseases. Effects of cadmium on health. A carcinogen. Long-term exposure causes Itai disease, which causes severe pain in the joints and spine. It affects the kidneys and softens bones. Cadmium is released into the environment as powder while crushing and milling of plastics, CRTs and circuit boards. Cadmium may be released with dust entering surface water and groundwater. Effects of acid on health. Sulfuric and hydrochloric acids are used to separate metals from circuit boards. Their fumes contain chlorine and sulfur dioxide, which causes respiratory problems. They are corrosive to the eye and skin. Effects of PBB, polybrominated biphenyls on health. Polyhalogenated derivatives, which can cause pre- and postnatal complications and can lead girls to menarche at an early age. They can also cause acne. Effects of PBDE, polybrominated diphenyl ethers on health. It is found on printed circuit boards, cables and wires and leads to restriction in development of kids between the age of 1 and 6 years. Recyclable material and hazardous substances in a desktop or laptop. Recyclable. Fans. Body, front panel, frame parts. External power supply. Drives. Cable wiring, loudspeaker. Containing hazardous substances. Capacitors. Real-time clocks. Circuit boards. Liquid crystal display. Power cable. Recyclable material and hazardous substances in a desktop computer and components, laptop computers and components. Recyclable. Plug-in cards. Keyboard. Clear plastic layers. Containing hazardous substances. Rechargeable battery. Backup battery. Fluorescent lamps. Liquid crystal screen. Recyclable material and hazardous substances in a TV and refrigerator. Television. Television with cathode ray tube. Recyclable materials. Cable wiring. Loudspeaker. Deflection coil. Casting. Internal power supply. Front panel. Hazardous substances. Capacitors. Battery. Circuit board. Cathode ray tubes. Liquid crystal display. Power cable. Refrigerator with compressor. Recyclable materials. Parts of the freezer. Radiator. Compressor. Cooling appliance body. Shelf plates. Plastic shells. Pipes. Control switches. Hazardous substances. GFCs in the insulation material of the casting, refrigerant of the cooling circuit, power cable. Recyclable material and hazardous substances in a washing machine and a CD player. Washing machine, front loading. Recyclable materials. Cable wiring. Washing drum. Flywheel. Electric motor. Control switches. Porthole. Front panel. Casing. Frame parts. water pumps. Hazardous substances, capacitors, mercury switches, circuit board, liquid crystal displays, power cables, insulation mats, portable stereo with CD player for battery and plug-in operation, recyclable materials, cable wiring, loudspeaker, transformer for internal power supply, electric motors, gears mechanism, case, time frames. Hazardous substances, capacitors, batteries, circuit boards, liquid crystal display, power cables. Impact of e-waste on the environment. Improper management of e-waste poses very real threats on the environment and danger for soil, air, water, plants, animals, and marine life. In a nutshell, it impacts all the components of the environment. Effects on air. Various unauthorized e-waste processing plants are not running scientifically and are not safe. For example, some e-waste traffickers burn open computer wires in order to get the copper inside, which is a valuable commodity. This open burning can release hydrocarbons, dioxins into the air, while the chemical stripping of gold-plated computer chips leads to emission of brominated dioxins and heavy metals. When computer monitors and other electronic items are burnt, they create cancer and toxic fumes, which are released into the air we breathe. The damage to the atmosphere is one of the biggest environmental impacts from e-waste. Effects on soil. Most of the e-waste generated lands up in garbage bins and eventually in landfill sites without any segregation mechanism. In this way, toxic heavy metals and chemicals from e-waste enter the soil crop food pathway, one of the most significant routes for heavy metals exposure to humans. These chemicals are not biodegradable. They persist in the environment for long periods of time, increasing the risk of exposure. These dangers posed by improper disposal on the environment have impact on human beings. The health effects of these toxins on human include birth defects, irreversible, brain, heart, liver, kidney, and skeletal system damage. They also significantly affect the nervous and reproductive systems of the human body. If electronic item was thrown in landfills, these toxins may leach into groundwater and affect local resources. Thus, improper disposal of e-waste not only has effects on the environment, it indirectly and ultimately poses grave danger to humans and livestock. Acids and sludge produced by melting computer chips cause acidification of the soil. The pollutant, being non-degradable and toxic, may enter the biological food chain by absorption through plant roots via soil and groundwater contamination. Bioaccumulation of heavy metals and other organic pollutants is a grave threat to life of animals and humans. Effects on water. Cathode ray tubes found in old televisions, video cameras, and computer monitors are often broken apart, the yolk removed, and the shell is dumped. Constituents of shell, such as lead and barium, may leach through the soil and into groundwater of local communities. This endangers not just the people who drink and bathe with this water, but also different species of wildlife that rely on the water to sustain. The heavy metals such as lead, barium, mercury found in e-waste percolate through the soil to reach groundwater channels which eventually run to the surface as streams or small ponds of water. Local communities often depend on these bodies of water and the groundwater. Apart from these chemicals resulting in the death of some of the plants and animals that exist in the water, intake of the contaminated water by humans and land animals results in lead poisoning. Some of these heavy metals are also carcinogenic. So, now that we have an idea of what impact improper management of e-waste has on the environment, how do we manage e-waste properly to help preserve the environment? The answer is, there are a number of ways to do this, which include 1. Ideas for preserving our environment. With the donation of electronic device, some of the e-waste disposed can actually be reused, and by doing this, one can reduce pollution caused by e-waste and also give access to people who would not otherwise have access to these devices. Have a different colored dustbin, red in color, in your homes to collect the discarded e-waste, batteries, chargers, tube lights, wires, etc. Recycle the e-waste with a certified e-waste recycler. One can find an ethical and safe recycler certified through the website www.greenie.gov.in. Checking with the local government on laws and regulations guiding ethical and safe disposal of e-waste. As a result of the increasing threat that e-waste poses to the environment, some communities have begun to undergo awareness programs. Young friends, you are the future generation. By being aware of the health hazards and environmental pollution being caused by e-waste, we trust you will become responsible citizens and the torchbearers of the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Placing our hopes on all of you. Home assignment. This is all for today. For the next session, we would like you to find out about the e-waste rules and regulations being followed in India. For more information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greenie today, greener tomorrow. Dear friends, I'm back. In today's topic, we will cover Unit 4.1, What is the need of e-waste management rules? Unit 4.2, What are the e-waste management rules? Post the topic today, the students will be able to explain the e-waste management scenarios, explain the tenets of the e-waste rules 2016. So, let's get started. 4.2, E-waste regulatory framework in India, including the e-waste rules 2016. In our country, e-waste is regulated under the e-waste management rules. The e-waste management rules 2016, notified by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, came into effect from October 1st, 2016, is a comprehensive regulatory framework with regard to management of e-waste in our country. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, MOEFCC, is the nodal agency in the administrative structure of the central government for the planning, promotion, coordination and overseeing the implementation of India's environmental and forestry policies and programs. The Central Pollution Control Board, CPCB, is a statutory organization constituted in September 1974. It provides technical services to the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change under the provisions of the Environment Protection Act 1986. The State Pollution Control Board means the concerned State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Committee of the Union Territories constituted under subsection 1 of section 4 of the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. The key stakeholders in the e-waste management rules are producers and manufacturers, dealers, dismantlers, recyclers and refurbishers of e-waste, bulk consumer or consumer, MOEFCC, CPCB, SPCBs, PCCs, urban local bodies, ULBs, stakeholders, bulk consumer or consumer, producers and manufacturers, refurbishers, recyclers, dismantlers, ministry and state government departments. Definitions. Bulk consumer means bulk users of electrical and electronic equipment such as central government or state government departments, public sector undertakings, banks, educational institutions, multinational organization, international agencies, partnership and public or private companies and healthcare facilities which have turnover of more than 1 crore or have more than 20 employees. Consumer means any person using electrical and electronic equipment, excluding the bulk consumers. Manufacturers means a person or an entity or a company as defined in the Companies Act 2013, 18 of 2013, or a factory as defined in the Factories Act 1948, 63 of 1948, or small and medium enterprises as defined in Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006, 27 of 2006, which has facilities for manufacture of electrical and electronic equipment. Producer means any person who, irrespective of the selling technique used, such as dealer, retailer, e-retailer, etc., manufactures and offers to sell electrical and electronic equipment and their components or consumables or parts or spares under its own brand, or offers to sell under its own brand assembled electrical and electronic equipment and their components or consumables or parts or spares produced by other manufacturers or suppliers, or offers to sell imported electrical and electronic equipment and their components or consumables or parts or spares. Dealer means any individual or firm that buys or receives electrical and electronic equipment as listed in Schedule 1 of these rules and their components or consumables or parts or spares from producers for sale. Dismantler means any person or organization engaged in dismantling of used electrical and electronic equipment into their components and having facilities as per the guidelines of Central Pollution Control Board and having authorization from concerned State Pollution Control Board. Recycler means any person who is engaged in recycling and reprocessing of waste electrical and electronic equipment or assemblies or their components and having facilities as elaborated in the guidelines of Central Pollution Control Board. Refurbisher means any company or undertaking registered under the Factories Act 1948 or the Companies Act 1956 or both, or district industry center engaged in refurbishment of used electrical and electronic equipment. Some key observations with respect to the framework for e-waste management rules in India are summarized below. The producer's role has been clearly articulated under the Extended Producer's Responsibility. Extended Producer Responsibility means responsibility of any producer of electrical or electronic equipment for channelization of e-waste to ensure environmentally sound management of such waste. All the EPR authorized producers are given year-wise e-waste collection targets while issuing EPR authorization. These producers are required to collect e-waste as per the collection target given to them by CPCB. Further, the e-waste collected has to be processed through authorized dismantlers or recyclers. The bulk consumers of e-waste have been mandated to ensure that they dispose the e-waste in an environmentally sound manner to an authorized recycler and maintain records of the same to be produced as and when requested by the respective SPCB or PCC. The refurbishers have to register themselves with SPCB or PCC in order to carry on with their livelihood of repair of electronic and electrical items so that any waste generated is disposed of in an environmentally sound manner to the recycler or dismantler of e-waste. Producers can set up Producers Responsibility Organization (PRO), which can manage collection and safe disposal of e-waste as per the targets stated in the E-Waste Management Rules 2016 and revised subsequently in 2018. E-waste regulations in the country have been revised after acquiring experience on ground-level problems and implementation issues in order to make the regulation more effective. Collection center means a center or a collection point or both established by producer individually or an association jointly to collect e-waste for channelizing the e-waste through recycler as per the guidelines of Central Pollution Control Board, including the collection center established by the dismantler or refurbisher or recycler, which should be a part of their authorization issued by the State Pollution Control Board where the facility exists. Under the E-Waste Management Rules 2016, there is no need for separate authorization for the e-waste collection centers. Responsibilities of collection centers include ensure that the facilities are in accordance with the standards or guidelines prescribed by the Central Pollution Control Board from time to time. The e-waste collected by them is stored in a secured manner till it is sent to the registered dismantler or recycler as the case may be. Ensure that no damage is caused to the environment during storage and transportation of e-waste. Maintain records of the e-waste handled in Form 2 and make such records available for scrutiny by the State Pollution Control Board or the Pollution Control Committee concerned. Extended Producer's Responsibility. The rules emphasize on the need for Extended Producer's Responsibility, EPR, a global best practices of e-waste management. EPR ensures that after an electronic item is discarded, it is collected back and recycled by the manufacturer. To implement these rules, Producers Responsibility Organization (PRO) have been established, which are professional organizations authorized and financed by producers of electronic items. The aim is to share the responsibility for collection and channelization of e-waste generated from the end-of-life or simply discarded products. Now, manufacturers are mandated to take back their sold products with recommended mechanisms. With the targeted predefined, producers are encouraged to invest in e-waste management infrastructure. This is all for today. For the next session, we would like you to reflect on what all you can do to protect our environment. For more information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greening today, greener tomorrow.
Sakshi, Ajay, Iqbal and Ravi study in class 9th in the Hopolabad Public School. Currently, they are in the school canteen, chatting away with friends, when Ajay mentions that his parents are planning to buy a new TV for their home.
Oh wow, that's nice. What's the size of the TV? 50 inches. It's completely flat screen. Can you play games on it? Yes, of course. Hey, are you getting any complimentary gifts with it? I know a friend who has got smartphone with it. I am getting it too. Woohoo! I am so excited. But what will you do with your old TV? It's still working, right? Yeah, it's working, but it's old. I guess we will sell it to the kabadi wala.
Hello friends, I am Greenie, the e-waste genie. I come from the enormous mountains of e-waste near your city.
E-waste? What is that? We don't have any e-waste.
Really? Aren't you planning to buy a new TV?
Yes.
And what will happen to your old TV?
It will go to the kabadi wala.
So, your old TV will become waste. And as it is an electronic item, it will come under the category of e-waste. E-waste means waste electrical and electronic equipment, whole or in part of rejects from their manufacturing and repair process, which are intended to be discarded. Let me tell you little more about e-waste.
But why do we need to know about it?
Because all of us are using electrical items daily. These are two important things we must know. Firstly, the electronic items are made of metals, which are derived from earth after mining. These are non-renewable sources such as gold, silver, platinum, etc. that are getting depleted very fast. Secondly, the electronic items also contain toxic substances such as mercury, lead and chromium that are harmful for the environment and our health.
Really? Is that so? But we give our discarded items to the kabadi wala.
Do you know what happens to your electronic items which you give it to the kabadi wala?
No.
The kabadi walas break and burn the items, which you dispose using acid baths to extract the metals. This emanates lots of toxic fumes, which pollutes the air. The residues from the extraction contaminates the water sources and the plastic waste leaches into the soil.
So all this is harming our environment.
Yes, and it's our responsibility to save the planet.
But what can we do? We are just young children.
All of us, including you, my young children, friends, all can work to save the environment.
We are ready to learn more about ways to protect our environment.
I am very happy to know that all of you are excited to save our beautiful environment. Let me tell you that with little changes in our approach, we can surely protect our environment. First, we need to be a little responsible when we make purchase decisions so that we buy out of need and not greed. Also, we don't need to pressurize our elders to buy electronic gadgets when we already have one. Another thing is to create a collection center in your school, where all the students and teachers from our school can collect the e-waste items. And then it can be sent to the authorized recycler. The details of the authorized recyclers can be downloaded from the following website: www.greenie.gov.in.
Thank you, Greenie, for your suggestions. I will tell my parents to give our old TV to an authorized recycler only. Thank you, Greenie, for becoming a friend. And thank you for sharing such important things to us. We will follow your advice and shall set up a collection center in our school.
That's great, my friends. Please call me when you need me. I shall come.
Sir, as the part of the Environment Club of the school, we have been deliberating to create awareness among students and teachers on the issue of e-waste.
Yes, it's a good idea. E-waste is a big problem. What do you plan to do?
Sir, we would like to talk about hazards of e-waste and its harmful effects on environment and human health. Sir, we would also like to set up a collection center.
Okay, and how will you do that?
We will ask students and teachers to bring discarded electronic items from their homes, which will then be sent to an authorized recycler. The list is available on www.greenie.gov.in website.
This for sure is fantastic. I will make an announcement regarding this in tomorrow's assembly. And will also issue a circular about this initiative, which the students can share with their parents.
Thank you, sir, for your support and encouragement. We shall certainly put in our best efforts.
My dear students, proud of you all.
Hello, dear students. Hope you all are doing good. Today, we will talk about 3 magical R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. These 3 are the best way to make a positive impact on the environment. It's important to put these into practice. They all help to conserve natural resources, save energy, cut down on the amount of waste and pollution. One of the most important aspects in the 3 R's, reducing, is the number one and most definitely the best way to conserve resources. Reduce means living more carefully so that you have less to waste to get rid of. So, what are the ways to reduce? Buy only what you will use. Do your shopping wisely and think before making any purchases. Remember to carry your grocery bags. Instead of taking home bundles of plastic bags, consider bringing reusable bags when you go out for buying things. Walk, cycle, and take public transport. Consider some of these actions for a more sustainable lifestyle. Get a monthly public transport card. Travel by cycle. Do a carpool. Share a ride. Switch off the electrical appliances when not in use. Energy conservation is one of the most important things you can do to reduce your carbon footprint. Leaving your electrical devices on standby needlessly uses up energy. Shut them down. Be mindful of your water usage. Turn the water off when brushing the teeth, shaving, fix the water leaks to avoid wastage. Reuse means to use the same item more than once, preferably many times, rather than disposing it off after one use. Start reusing them as many times as they can be and try to finish the lifespan of a product before throwing it away. Use refillable, reusable items. The containers, bottles, bags, paper, boxes, cups, can be used again over and over before discarding or recycling. Donate instead of throwing away. Pass down outgrown clothing, books, appliances, and toys to younger brothers and sisters. Donate them to orphanage or charity so that they can be put to use. Collect the water. The water that you use to rinse your dishes and clothes is very useful to plants. It can be used to water the bushes, garden. So, next time you think of throwing it to the drain, toss it to the plants. Utilizing used household materials and items. Old newspapers, magazines, calendars can be used as gift wrappers, notebook or book covers converted into decors. Old blankets and towels can be converted into rags for dusting and cleaning purposes. Even worn-out toothbrushes can be used for cleaning narrow areas like sinks, bottles, and the likes. Putting plastic bottles to reuse. The humble plastic bottle can be transformed into making something awesome. Old plastic bottles can make excellent storage containers. A plastic bottle and a couple of wooden spoons can be made into a bird feeders. It can be converted to an adorable piggy bank. Vertical gardens are a great solution to many challenges within urban spaces, and recycling plastic bottles is a great way to make one for yourself. So go ahead and try this out. Recycle means to process used materials into new products to save resources and energy. Learning to recycle and waste less is important for keeping our planet green. Following are the ways to do so. Go green. Look for the recycling symbol and buy recycled products like recycled content paper, cards, and paper towels. Waste segregation. Separate the different kinds of waste. Simply start by getting color-coded bins. Differentiate the bins into following: green for organic, biodegradable waste like leftover foods, vegetables, fruit peels, etc. Blue for non-biodegradable waste such as plastic, papers, cardboard cartons. Red for hazard ones like batteries, wires, light bulbs, biomedical waste. Segregation of waste can reduce the garbage burden on the already overflowing landfills, thereby curbing the pollution levels. Compost the most. All the remains from food items and the biodegradable food garbage can be used to make compost. This will help create a natural fertilizer for planting. Glass can be recycled endlessly. Cut down on plastic and use more of glass products. Glass does not wear out even after several recycling. Your glass jars and bottles, example, tomato sauce bottles, glass coffee jars, jam or pickle jars, glass cool drink bottles, all of them can be recycled. So, be sure to always recycle your glass bottles and containers. Find a good e-waste recycler. There are recyclers that will take our old electronics, take them apart and separate and recycle the materials inside, like plastic, glass and metals. Many of these materials can then be used to make new products. Give your old, used electrical and electronic equipments and appliances to an authorized, certified recycle. You can check about the nearest e-waste recycler from the website www.greene.gov.in. So, my dear children, these are few ways of putting the 3 R's, reduce, reuse and recycle, into practice. Each one of us can make a significant contribution to lessen the waste generation and make a positive impact on our environment. Go and make the 3 R's a part of your life. More information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greenie today, greener tomorrow.
Hello, Greenie.
Hey, who's that?
This is me, your dear friend Earth.
Hello, Earth. How are you?
I am not well, feeling very unhappy. Humans are polluting my ecosystem.
That's sad. This reminds me of today's topic, the ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with non-living components of the environment interacting as a system. The living things such as plants, animals, humans, microorganisms are the biotic components. The non-living things like air, water, minerals, temperature and soil are the abiotic components. These biotic and abiotic components are regarded as linked together through nutrient cycle and energy flows. Examples of ecosystem are forest, desert, ocean. Even my friend Earth is an ecosystem.
Yes, indeed, I am a big ecosystem.
However, increase in human population, industrial development has led to a generation of enormous amounts of waste that is harming our ecosystem. Waste is defined as unwanted and unusable materials and is regarded as a substance which is of no use.
Yes, the increasing waste is creating lot of problems for my ecosystem. These wastes are harming my ecosystem.
Do you know there are two types of waste? Biodegradable, non-biodegradable. Biodegradable waste, also known as moist waste, comes out from our kitchen and it includes food remains, garden waste, dead plants, fruits, flowers, etc. This can be composted to obtain manure. Biodegradable waste decomposes itself over a period of time depending on the material. Non-biodegradable waste, also known as dry waste, consists of old newspaper, broken glass pieces, plastics, etc. Non-biodegradable waste do not decompose by themselves and hence are major pollutants.
The advancement of technology there is a growing stream of new waste called e-waste. E-waste consists of waste from electronic and electrical appliances such as computers, laptops, mobile phones, headphones, batteries, TVs, refrigerators, other household appliances which have reached their end of life period or no longer fit for their original intended use. With the usage of electrical and electronic equipment, EEE, on the rise, the amount of e-waste generated each day is growing manifold. Improper management of e-waste is polluting the ecosystem. E-waste is the cause of many life-threatening diseases.
Rightly said, Earth. Therefore, scientific and proper disposal of waste is important to protect our ecosystem. An ecosystem is really important. If we keep polluting our ecosystem like that, Earth would not be a habitable ecosystem. Therefore, we should protect our ecosystem so that we can lead healthy and happy lives. For more information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greening today, greener tomorrow. Hello all. Hope everyone is doing good. Do you remember our friends from Hopolabad Public School? Ravi, Ajay, Sakshi and Iqbal had set up an e-waste collection center in their school, and guess what? They managed to collect about 450 kgs of e-waste in the first month itself. The e-waste collected had discarded mobile phones, chargers, old computers and laptops, wires, finished batteries, broken switchboards, headphones, tube lights, one non-working digital camera, microwave, also a redundant television and refrigerator of the school. Today, we will invite the various elements which are a part of this electronic and electrical equipment to tell us about themselves. Here they come.
Hello, student. I am Led. Let me tell you about myself. I am fond of wide variety of components, including the circuit boards, batteries, cathode ray tubes, CRT used in TVs, monitors, and if the electronic equipments are not disposed of scientifically, then I leach into landfills, groundwater. Exposure to me can cause damage to the kidneys, anemia, reproductive system, and nervous systems.
This is me, the plastic. I am sure you all must have seen me and know where to find me. I am part of your mobile phones, chargers, headphones, laptops, television, switchboards, refrigerator, microwave, and many more of the electronic equipments. Though being an incredibly useful material, I am non-biodegradable and made up of major toxic pollutants. My improper disposal causes significant harm to the environment in the form of air, water, and land pollution. On human beings, I harm the immune system, cause endocrine disruption, and can even be carcinogenic. Let me call my another friend, whom some of you may know. Cadmium, where are you?
Hey plastic, here I come. Hello everyone, I am cadmium. I am released into the environment as a powder while crushing or milling of plastics, CRTs and circuit boards. Long-term exposure to me can lead to Itai disease, which can cause severe pains in the joints and spine. I can accumulate in kidney and liver and cause damage to them. In children, I am associated with deficit in cognition, learning and neuromotor skills.
Lead, plastic, cadmium. Indeed, you all are the hazardous components of the e-waste. However, along with you all, gold also plays a critical role in keeping the components, the electronic devices functioning properly over time.
Hey guys, you all must be aware of me, gold. I'm a very useful metal. You can find me in smartphones, laptops, digital cameras. I conduct electricity, do not get tarnished. I can be drawn into wire, hammered into thin sheets, be easily melted and cast into highly detailed shapes. All these properties make me an ideal material for use in a wide range of electronic applications. The most significant being the electroplated coating on connectors and contacts, printed circuit boards, followed by gold bonding wire within semiconductor packages. My wonderful color and brilliant luster add to my value and beauty. And in the upcoming 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan is looking to recycle old technology, including smartphones, to create the medals.
Friends, when we talk of metals, after gold comes silver.
Yes, I am of great use in electronic as well as in the photographic industry. You can find me in capacitors, transistors, batteries, switches, old and new integrated circuits and chips. There are silver-coated wires and components used in electronic devices.
Silver, our friend, nice to see you. Hello there. We are the base metals that too are part of the several components that make up the electronic devices and equipments. We are great conductor of thermal and electric energy. I am used extensively in the wiring of electronic devices such as computers and mobile phones. Also, conductors, transformers, generators and other systems of distribution of power depend on me.
Hey, I too am in generators, transformers and also in other electronic and electrical household equipment like iron, induction stove, speakers, etc. It is the presence of us, such precious and important metals, that makes e-waste recycling economically attractive.
Of course, all these valuable elements make up a significant amount of e-waste. But I am also there adding to the list of hazardous substances. Myself, mercury. you find me in cell phones, battery, circuit boards, housing, and medical equipments like your household tube lights and thermometer. If not handled properly, my repeat exposure can have toxic effects on the nervous, digestive, and immune system, on your lungs, kidneys, skin, and eyes.
Being uniquely strong and light, I'm used to make switchboards, printed circuit boards of cell phones to make missiles and aircrafts. However, I'm highly toxic, carcinogenic, and can cause serious lung diseases.
My dear students, the composition of e-waste is very diverse, and a typical electronic and electrical item consists of more than 1,000 different substances. We just saw little glimpse of some of those elements which can fall under valuable non-hazardous and harmful or hazardous categories. If not segregated and recycled scientifically, the toxins can have detrimental effect on human body as well as our ecosystem or environment. When e-waste is warmed up, toxic chemicals are released into the air, damaging the atmosphere. And when electronic waste is thrown away in landfills, their toxic materials seep into groundwater, affecting both land and sea animals.
But what can we do? We are small children.
My dear students, you can do two things. First, you must tell your friends, neighbors, and parents about the harmful elements and their serious health and environmental hazards that can lead to spread of several life-threatening diseases. Secondly, you can start segregating waste in your schools and houses. Keep 3 bins, green, blue, and red color, to segregate 3 different kinds of waste. The green bin is meant for wet waste, such as food remains, garden waste, etc. that comes from our kitchen. It is also known as moist waste. This can be composted to obtain manure. The wet waste can be decomposed and converted into the organic matter with the help of different processes. The blue bin is meant for the dry waste that includes old newspaper, broken glass pieces, plastics, etc. Dry waste can be recycled and can be reused. Dry waste do not decompose by themselves and hence are major pollutants. The red dustbin is meant for domestic hazardous waste such as paints, tube lights, batteries, toilet cleaners, drain cleaners, and spray, shoe polish, mosquito coils, moth repellents, computers, and electronics. Are you ready to keep 3 dustbins in your schools and home to segregate waste?
Thank you so much, Greenie, for the important information. We will start keeping 3 bins in our homes and schools from today itself. We will also tell our friends, neighbors, and parents about the harmful elements to keep our environment safe, clean, and green.
Thank you, students. Bye until we meet again.
Bye, Greenie.
For more information, please visit www.greene.gov.in or download the Green mobile app. Greenie today, greener tomorrow.
Hello friends.
My name is Greenie. Welcome aboard. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this online course on e-waste. I am delighted to have you as a participant for the course and look forward to an enriching experience of engaging with all of you. So, let's get started. Unit 1.1 Introduction to the course. The content developed for this non-credit course is for students of classes 7 to 9 in schools across the country. The course will be used to build awareness about electronic waste among students to ensure environment-friendly management of e-waste. The course will be divided into 5 blocks and each block will have 2 units. The language of the course is English. Periodic assessments post each input session will be done, which include tools such as fill-in-the-blanks, quizzes, multiple choice questions, short and long answer questions. Overall learning objectives of the course. By the end of the course, students will be able to define what is electronic waste, list down the hazardous and non-hazardous substances in e-waste, explain the environmental and health impacts of e-waste, explain the need for e-waste rules 2016, illustrate with examples the concepts of sustainable consumption and lifestyles of health and sustainability, apply the concepts of sustainable consumption and lifestyles of health and sustainability for development of their personal action plans. Create a plan to set up e-waste collection points in their schools and neighborhood. Unit 1.2 Need for the course on e-waste. Post the topics covered today. Students will be able to explain the unique features of Mother Earth as an ecosystem.